Hello guys, this is MP Malaplastic. Hope you are well. This is a tutorial video how the technique I use to dilute different kinds of paints. I'm going to give you some tips on the technique I use because I'm an old school brush painter. On about 3 years I just work with airbrush, but for me my models I paint with a brush. In this case I'm going to show you different kinds of brush. Most of my brushes I use a synthetic brush because they are very soft. You can use round brushes, flat brushes, it depends the surface you are going to work. More small for the details. This one here, these four are synthetic brushes, but in this case this is from Pony bristles. This is natural, but most of my brushes they are synthetic because they are more durable and they wash very well and they are very soft. It's a tip I give you for you. Use when you use brushes, you use very soft brushes. That's why I like very much the synthetic. For to clean the brushes, you can use a little bit of distilled water with a little bit of wash dishes, put some drops, mix very well, and you have the solution to clean the brushes. This is for every kind of paint. The important thing is, for example, when you are working with acrylic paint like this, AK, or for example, Vallejo or Tamiya, because Tamiya is like a little bit of hybrid paint. It's not 100% water based because they have a little here a warning because they are inflammable. They are a little bit in the composition, a little bit of alcohol, okay? But you can work very well with water. The water I recommend is distilled water. I use distilled water because it's a neutral water without problems with metal in compositions, and I put some drops of 100% glycerin to break the tensions of the liquids. Okay, this is a solution I have here. It's about this bottle 100 millimeters, you can see, and I put about 20 drops of glycerin. Okay, the glycerin, the function is to break the tensions to fluid more better the liquid. Okay, the other example, for example, the enamel paints. These are very good for me. One of my best paints I have. This is about 30-40 years old. These paints, and they works very well. For the example, when you are using this, you must use like this. For example, this thinner for on brow paints. So I'm trying to focus. You can see, and put my hand to focus a little bit. Okay. Enamel thinners. You can see this is for enamel paints. Okay, because the base they are oil-based paints, but you can use turpentine, white spirit. It's the same thing. The principle, the active principle is the same. Okay, you just for example, the turpentine it's a little bit poor in chemicals. This is specialized for enamel paints. This is from the brand, official brand. But you can use white spirit. For example, I'm going to show you. You can use this one white spirit. You can dilute these ones the enamel. Okay, because it is the thinner. You can use for the oil paints too. That's why you when you use with oil paints, for example, when you use with this oil paints, you use that one here, the white spirits. Okay, That's why we can use the white spirit in the animal paints. It's the same principle pigment, okay, of paint. Now I'm going to show how I dilute different kind of paints. I have, for example, here AK Interactive. I have here Vallejo Model Colors. I have here Tamiya. This is difference from here is the millimeters. This is about 23 millimeters, I think. Just a minute. Yes, this is 23 millimeters, and this is 10 millimeters. This is the new one bottles. These are more small. Okay. This is about 17 millimeters. Yes, in Vallejo it's the same. Yes, same measure. Okay. For dilute to the paint, I just use very important another paint I'm going to show you is these ones, the AK Real Colors, but these are lacquer paints. For this to dilute, you don't use white spirit or in this case, normal raw paint because they are lacquer. You are going to use alcohol. For alcohol, I recommend this one. This is 96% more pure, or you can use isopropyl alcohol. There's another alternative. I use this one, the alcohol. This is 75%. This is more pure, less pure. Sorry, but I recommend it for this one lacquer paint. I use the alcohol 95. Okay. Now I'm going to show you for another tip to dilute the. You can buy in the drugstore. You can have this one for this. This is synthetic thinner. It's about 250 millimeters. I have here the quantity. Just a minute. Yes, here it's here. You can see. Sorry, 250. Okay. This is a little bottle, but it have a lot to work. I just put some in a bottle. This is for clean, and I have this one. This is for to thinner. Okay, separate bottles and have. And a good tip when you are using this, because some others have some allergies and some problems with the smell. When using the animal paints, you must use a mask to protect your lungs. Okay, very careful. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I have it. I have here some paper to brush the paint for you guys to see the color. Now I'm going to show you in this first case. I'm going to show you how to dilute. For example, we have here a little color of the model Vallejo. I have here my paint mixer. You can see I have an upgrade. I just put it a little bit of sprue, a stick of sprue. I glue with the caps of the. This is an auxiliary dental auxiliary to clean our teeth. So, and they put here some foam to create volume and pressure. And you are going to see this is my mixer, and just about 1 minute I can mix. You are going to see. I just put here. You can see. I just mix my paint. This is about 30,000 mil rotation. This is very fast. It's about in 1 minute. You just mix the paint. You can see. It's very good. I create for me. I have a little drill, then with a sprue stick, little cap, and you can mix this kind of bottles. Okay. And for the other ones, you can mix too. For these ones, you just take the foam and put here the bottle, and you can mix to here this kind of bottles. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how I mix the paint. I have here, I'm going to put here some water here to dilute it. It's a little bit of cup for you guys to invert the cup, and you have a go there to mix the paints. Okay. Now, for example, a very good tip for you guys is I create for me. In this case, for example, these bottles have about 70 millimeters. I imagine a scale of 10 millimeters. This is to create, to work with the ratio of the paint. And it's very easy, and it works for every paint. For example, imagine you have 10 millimeters of paint here. You are going to calculate, you just put, for example, if you want to mix a percent of 10% of the diluting of the paint, of the ratio, you just put one drop of paint. Then, for example, I'm going to do another to see better. You are going to see one drop, and then because it's fair, because the ratio is 1:10, you put just 9 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 drops of paint. You just mix very well. And you are going to see this is a very diluted, because it's about 10% of paint and 19% of thinner. In this case is water. Okay. You can see it's very diluted. It's like a wash. This is the ratio I use for washes. You can use with any paints are here. You can create a wash. Just put one drop of paint, 90% of thinner. You can create. This is the ratio for a wash. And you are going to see, I have, yes, a little plastic for you guys to see the run of this. For example, I have here a little bit of plastic for you to see how it's run. Okay. Just take the excess. Now I'm going to put like a pin wash, and you see it's flowing down. Now you can see here sorry. Put a little bit more of paint for you guys to see the color. Okay. I put my hand, folks, you can see here. Okay. I'll just wash here the brush clean. Now you can see this is kind of dilution is for a wash. If you, for example, you must do a more concentrated, you must put more paint. For example, if you're going to mix 50-50, you are going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of paint, okay? Then you're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. This is in the ratio of 10 millimeters, okay? I do this because it's very easy to calculate the number of drops, and you have a very good solution. This is more concentrated. You have here 50% of paint, 50% of water, okay? And you can see the color is more strong, more visible. You can see this is more concentrated. Now I'm going to take a little bit of paint. You are going to see the difference. This is a wash, and now you are going to see with 15% of paint, you are going to see the difference. More concentrated, okay? You can see now have more paint, okay? You can see is more dark the yellow, okay? I'm trying to focus the camera because sometimes create me difficult here. Now you can see it's more yellow, more strong, 50%, okay? This is for acrylic paints. In this case, these are the Vallejo paints. Now I'm going to show the same thing for AK. It's the same thing, no problem. I have here another paint for dilute. Hi Judy, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Now you just mix the paint with a mixer. Here, with my mix, just turn out the rotations. Just about 1 minute, and the paint is ready for paint, okay? This is very, very fast. Yes, I'm okay, thank you, Judy. Thank you for watching. I'm doing last time I'm in your stream. I just I'm going to do a tutorial. This is the tutorial to mix the paints and create the duration. For example, you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of paint in a ratio of 10 millimeters. The next you are going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of water, and you can mix very well. And this is depends of the acrylic of paint. Some is going to do more thickness, the others are more liquid. It depends of the pigment of the every brand. Okay, now you are going to I'm going to paint a little bit here in the paper. You see, because this is not a dark color, I'm going to use a more large, for you guys see better. I have here for example, with a more large brush you can do the technique to use the brush. The tip I give for you guys is the bristle. We work with the bristle. When we brush the paints, our bristle is working in the direction we need, just to the left, just to the right. We just turn the bristle and very soft. The indicator and the polygon, it's about in this position. The metal of the brush is outside, and you have the control. You just take here in the middle finger, you just put the support and you have a firm strong, and you can see if I need to put like a ruler, you can see the whistle works. If I need in vertical, it's the same thing, you can see only the whistle works up, down, left, right. Okay, this is the technique for brushing, and you have the support in your hand, firm support, and you have no problems to paint. You can see firm and strong hand. You just paint with no problems. You can see. Okay. It's a matter of training, Jody. We must train. I'm always training and make some experience with the paints. For example, this is for acrylic paints. In this case, I give the examples. It's the same thing. This is from AK, a model color. They are water-based paints, no problem to dilute. Okay. Now we are going to work with a different paint. This is like I say these paints are in the base water-based, but have a little bit of alcohol. I call this is like a hybrid paint. Hi Penis, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching. In this case, they have the two measures. This is about 23 millimeters. This is the new ones, the 10 millimeters. The difference is the ratio of the millimeters in the bottle. Okay. For example, to work with, I give you a tip for work with Tamiya paints. You can use, like I say, this is water with a little bit of glycerin to break the tension. Yes, in the school we work a lot with paint, Julie. For example, I have here, just take it off here, some pressure off the bottle. Okay, in this case we have, this is flat flash, this is to paint the skin. Okay, you can see the one of the characteristics of the Tamiya paints, they do deposit have some deposit, the part the pigment going down, and you must mix very well. In this case, you can use a mix like I have here. See, this is another mix I use for enamel paints. But in this case, it's not. You can work with a little screw. Most important before diluting the paint is mix very well the pigment by hand. Okay, this is to release the pigment in the bottle. Okay, and you are going to see the color is going to mix with pink. In this case, the liquid, the composition, water and alcohol have in the bottle. Now you can see it's already mixed. Sorry, I'm trying to put some light here because it's not easy. You can see the color, it's mixed. Now you can do with the other mixer I have. Now this is for mix very well paint. This is only the first time, but we are doing some samples. This is for a model kit. You just use the mixer, mix very well. But in this case, it's not problem because I'm going to take a little bit, some drops, okay? To take a drops, you with a little bit of screw, you can control the drops of paint. Yes, you can spray in an airbrush too. This kind of paints, every paint I have here, we can do with can work with brush and the airbrush, Jody. It's a matter of dilution, okay? For example, with Tamiya paints, we can use the distilled water with little drops of glycerin. This is my solution. And you are going to see, I'm going to put in a ratio, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use a ratio of 15%, okay? And you are going to see they work very well with water, no problem, okay? We are going to put here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of water. Now we are going to mix. Now we are going to mix very well. It has 5 drops of paint, 5 drops, and you can see it mixes very well. You can see. Boa tarde, Ali, tudo bem? Obrigado aí pela força, por assistir mais o vídeo. Vou fazer aqui um tutorial de pano de tintas. Sorry guys, I'm talking in Portuguese because it's Ari, my friend from Brazil. He only understands English too, but sometimes this is my natural language and I love to talk with my friend Ari. Now you can see it's mixed very well, no problems. Now with a little brush, you can paint. Now, with the technique I just tell, the fingers, indicator, polga, the position, and the support is this finger. The wrist works, okay? And you're going to see you have all control of the brush. You can see I make some parallels, draws of paint. If you need another coat, for example, are you painting a mold, you just put a thin layer, then with a second layer, you are going to see I'm painting in paper, but it's the same thing because paper dries very quickly, and this is to demonstrate the thin layers we can do. We can paint about 5-6 coats of paint with no problem in a kit, just dry. Because I use the technique of air dry, I use air dry. For example, when I paint a kit, I use this. I air dry the first layer very quickly, then I put the second dry very quickly. I can do about 10 minutes the changing of different layers, okay? Now you can see, for example, this is the second layer, you can see more coverage. Now I'm going to put a third layer and you are going to see the transition. I'm going to paint another layer and you can see the difference of the paint, okay? This is here, the color is little by little is going to dark and dark, okay? And with no problems, you can see. This is very easy for you guys can see. Yes, to save time, this is how the transitions of the paints. I use the air dry in the model. You can see another video I do in the tank, in the polish tank. I do 1, 2, 3, 4, the layers I need. Just about in 5 minutes you have the model always dry, okay? No problem. This is water-based paints. In this case, these ones you can dilute in this with this technique. Now we are going to transition for another kind of paints. This kind of paint, this is a different paint. This is lacquer paint. For this we use alcohol. In this case, I recommend this one at about 96% pure alcohol. This is from the pharmacy. You can buy in your market. This is very cheap, and this is about 250 millimeters. It's a lot. Now you are going to see. This is the same technique. You just need to mix very well the pigment because it's like Tamiya. It's going down. Met some deposit in the bottle. When you mix very well, to mix the pigment with the other components of the paint. In this case, we are going to take a little bit of paint. Just about, I'm going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. You see? This is lacquer paints. In this case, these are the AK real colors. They are very good paints too. And you are going to see, in this case, I'm going to use the alcohol. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drops of alcohol. And you are going to see the difference of these paints. you are going to see they dry very quickly because the composition of the alcohol, they dry very fast. For example, when you are airbrushing, they dry very fast. In this case, I'm painting with brush. Is a very little different, but you are going to see. This case, I'm going to change a little bit different. You are going to see. I'm going to use a natural brush. This is pony bristles, and you are going to see. It's a paint. It works very well. The same technique of the hand, a firm hand. And you can see it paints very well. No problem. Lacquer paint. In this case, these are lacquer paint. Sorry, do you have a mixed colors to make a different color to get different effect? Yes, Judy. For example, I'm going to show you. For example, to make, for example, highlights in a model, you use it's for example in a yellow or a green or any other color. You can make changes. For example, if you use black, you are darkness the color. If you use white, you are put highlights in the color. And for example, in a Russian tank, they are almost they have the green, olive green standard. It's like this one, a little bit more darkness, because this is olive drab. I think, just a minute, I'm going to check. Yes, this is light green, the color I'm using. For example, for this color here, this is light green. This is a color more light. But if you use a color more dark, like this is olive drab. This is what you can see the difference of the color. This is light green, olive drab. They are two greens, but these have more lightness than the other. So the other is more dark, more. This is the difference in between white and black. For example, to create this color is a standard color, olive drab. This is from the brand. But you can create this color very easy. You just put a little bit of dark and yellow, and you can create the olive drab. I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. Just take a minute. I have here black. You can use glossy black. It's more brilliant, or you can use, for example, the flat black. This is flat black, and use the flat white. The flat red, no, sorry, the yellow. I have here. I just, sorry, I say the wrong. With these colors, black and yellow, you can create this color here, the olive drab. I'm going to demonstrate. It's just a matter, you can change the tones. For example, I'm going to clean here. Just wash here. Okay. You are going to see how to create a color. Is very. You have the app I have in another video, the real color mix in smartphone. You can use that one, but you can use, for example, you put a little bit of black, one off drop of black, and one drop. For example, we are going to put 2 drops of yellow, and you are going to see mixing. This is going to be, you can see the color is going to change. I'm going to approximate the color. It is a matter of to matize the colors. The experience along the years I have, I I calculate by my eye because so many years work with colors. For me, it's more easier. You can see I just approximate the tone, but this is a little bit more dark. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put, this is the bottle of the paint, the AK. I'm going to, for more lightness, I put a little bit more of yellow. You are going to see the green is going to change. You see the difference? I put here the two colors. With more yellow, it turns more green. More black is like dark green. You can see. Now you are going to see, I'm going to mix the color, and this is going to approximate to the original color. Now you can see it's almost the same. Just a little bit more of yellow, and I match the color by eye. Okay, this is how I do. This is my eye is like a calculator with experience of the years. I can see the difference between the colors, and I matize. The other technique is I told in another video with the app Real Color Mix. Okay. Yes. Now we just take out here this paint. In this case, we just calculate an olive drab color. This is the why I do I tell the with these colors we can change, we can do hundreds of colors. These are the primary colors: red, blue, and yellow. With these three colors, with the black and the white I have here, with these colors we can do hundreds and hundreds of colors. We just matize. For example, black and yellow, you do olive drab. But if you need another color, for example, green, you use blue, and yellow, you create green. For example, if you use red and yellow, you create the color of orange. Then if you are going to put white, you can put light orange. If you put black, you can put dark orange. Just the mixing and mixing the paints. Yeah, it's like a rainbow. Yes, the rainbow has the basic colors. It's like a prisma of colors. With these five bottles of colors, and in the other brand it's same thing. For an enamel, for Tamiya, you just put a red, a yellow, and a blue, and you create every colors in the same in the different brands. It's the same technique. You just calculate, matize, and put the drops. I'm going to show you, for example, to create orange, you just put yellow, a little bit of red. It's very easy. A little bit here, it's clogged a little bit. I must do with a little, just a minute. Sometimes it's clogged. No problem. It's already fixed with a little off in it. You can do now. You can do the with a little bit of red and now a yellow. You are going to see you are going to create the color of orange. And it's a matter of dilution. For example, in this case, 1 drop of yellow, 1 drop of red, you create the color of orange. To calculate the ratio, in this case, in the ratio of 10 millimeters, this is 50%. 1 drop 1 drop 1, you mix and you have the color of orange. Okay. Hello, go for it. How you doing? Thank you for watching. Sorry, I don't see the matches because I'm concentrating the paints. Sometimes I'm going to take a look and chat. Sorry for guys if I don't answer automatically. I must pay attention in the mixing. This is an example, okay? Basic colors, red, yellow, and blue, okay? You can work a lot with this. Another specific, one of the paints I like very much, but some others don't work with this because of the smell. They are very strong. This is an animal paint. This is a paint with about 30-40 years old. This is very old paint I have, and they are very, very good. The secret for this paint is very coffee because they are oil paint based. They are very thick, you can see. Very thick pigment, but you just mix the pigment very well because the oil going to the top and the pigment is in the dip of the bottle, okay? And just by mixing a little bit, you can see the pigment going to the color of it have on the top of the bottle is going to create the color. In this case is brown. This is the color of brown. But these kinds of paint, it's the tip I give in the when I started the video. You can pay attention in these paints because you can see they are very thick paints. These Norman paints, but for me are the best paints. They cure about 48 hours to dry, but you can put their dry to dry more fast, okay? But in natural cure, it's about 48, and the acrylic, it's about 24 hours. It's a big difference. It's 2 days for 1 day, okay? In this case, to dilute this kind of paints, you use umbral thinners, but you can use white spirit, or you can buy, I have here, you can buy this kind of thinners, synthetic thinners. They are very good for oil paints and very cheap. And you are going to see we can work very well with these paints. They are very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drops of paint, no more, no less. I recommend close without a mess because these are very tricky bottles. Now you can see they are very thick paint. You can see I turn the paint, you can see it not runs, but you just put a little bit of enamel. For this I use a drop, little bit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we just mix very well the paint. You are going to see with the contact with the thinner, the paint is going to work very well. But these are special paints, only with oil paints, thinners we can work, okay? These are enamel paints, very different for the others. Okay, I'm going to use you are going to see these are very different. And you can see they run very well. They are excellent paints, you can see. This is, and you can use, for example, if you want to use this like a wash, you can just put more thinner. In this case, it have 5 drops of thinner and 5 drops of paint. To put a ratio at a 90%, it is for me the ideal ratio. You just put more 4 drops of the thinner, and you can use like a wash. You can see this is very thin. I'm going to paint here this part of plastic. You are going to see it have a very good cover. You can see just focus the camera, sorry, because of the light. Okay, now you can see the cover of the paint, okay? It covers very well. Here is a 15% mix. You can see the brown, it's run very well. Very important in this kind of paints to clean. You have a very important tip I'm going to give. In water-based paints, no problem. You just wash the paints in the solution with a little bit of wash dish, and it works very well for water-based paints. In this case, for lacquer paints, they are based in alcohol. You just clean your brushes with a little solution of alcohol with water, dry very well, then with a little bit of soap, wash soap, you clean your brush, wash very well in water, and it's ready, okay? For these kinds of paints, this is very important. These are oil paints, these are very strong. You just have a little bottle to clean the brushes. I have here another bottle with the synthetic thinner. I'm going to show you just a minute. I have here a solution. I just put the brush, wash very well. Okay. Then I dry the brush. You can see almost dry. No paint in the brush. Then I'm going to clean with water and soap. Okay, clean again, and you can see. Okay, this is very important. In this kind of paints, you must clean with the same thinner of the paint, the brush, dry very well, then clean again with water and wash soap, dry very well. This is, you have no problems with the brush, okay? Because if you are going to clean the brush directly with water, the whole plate is going to create different tension with the liquid and is going to clothe all the bristles. They are going to glue with each other and you are going to ruin your brush. This is a very good important tip, okay? When you use enamel paints, and in this case lacquer paints, they are special because they are different. Thinner with alcohol, clean with alcohol. In lacquer paints, enamel paints, thin with the thinner properly and clean with the same thinner, then wash with soap. Okay, these are the difference between the acrylic paints Tamiya and Valera AK. Okay, these are the very different. Okay, for airbrushing is the same thing. The solution I use for thinner the paints for brush is the same thing I use for airbrush. The same ratio, just the when I told you in the beginning of the video, you just calculate, imagine a 10 millimeter scale, you just use, in this case they are 70 millimeter, but you calculate for you about 10 millimeters. It's the ratio, you can control everything. If you put one drop of paint, 9 drops of thinner, in this case water, you have a ratio of 10% of paint. If you put 2 drops, 20%. If you put 3 drops, 30%. 4 drops, 40%. Just to the eye level, it's 19%. It's most concentrated because you have 9 drops of paint and 1 drop of water. This is the most concentrated dilution. I don't recommend this. I recommend it about 15%, and you are going to down the percentage. It's more easy and more secure to work with thin layers paints, and you go in 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, and you can see you can do very good work. You can see here with very thin layers, you just work very well. In this case, by brush, but for airbrushing is the same technique, thin layers, and you can put. It's a characteristics difference between the paints. You must have that attention. Okay, guys. This is a tip of a little bit tutorial of paints. This is my experience along the years. I'm going to show it for you. And they are another paints, another brands. But this is normally the paints most models are using: Valero, AK, Tamiya, AK Real Colors, and other brands they have. For example, Ataka Colors, they are lacquer paints, but they have the 3 branch. They have for brush and airbrush. Every brand have the different ratios, but you can work with these ratios I told you and the tips I told you. You can work with almost range, even the other paints. For example, in this case, these are all oil paints in a tube. I'm going to show, even with this paint, you can work I'm going to show you can work. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to put. Sometimes some models have a little bit of fruit with work with these paints. This is a you can buy in the market. They are very cheap. They are very good. I buy these in the supermarket, very cheap. For example, I have here green. This kind of paint you are going to see. You just take a little bit of paint, just a little bit, like one drop. I'm going to show you. It is possible paint with tube paints. If you can put white spirit, you can put enamel. This brown. I'm going to show. I'm going to put a little bit of white spirit for you guys to see another different. Just take a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you are going to see you can work with these paints too. Okay. Now you can see with a tube paint you can work just mix very well and you have no problem. Okay, this is oil paint in tube. Okay, now you are going to see I'm going to take a little bit of paint. I'm going to paint here for you guys to see, and I'm going to show it's possible to paint with no problem. Just mix very well the paint in the tube. And you can see with a tube oil paints you can paint with brush with no problem. Okay, it's possible paint with any paint. Okay, in this case because it is oil we are going to the tip I just tell you, just clean with a thinner base oil. Okay, clean very well. You can see it's clean. A little bit more to make sure it's clean. You can see no paint. Now just wash with hot soap, clean very well, and the brush is ready for paint. Okay, okay guys, hope you like the video. This is some tips, a little bit tutorial to help you with the paints and the ratios to calculate. Hope you like, you guys. Hope you like the video, guys. Like and subscribe if you want. Make some comments if you like. Make some asks if you want more techniques different to create washes, a different tech, dry brushing. You just tell in the comments. I put it other videos. Hope you like the tutorial. This is a simple tutorial, but this is the base to work with colors. Hi, Fernando, there. Good evening. Hope you are well. Thank you for watching. See you. Tudo bem, Fernando? Já vi que fala português também. É assim. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for support. Always a pleasure to share my knowledge with you guys. And thank you for company in the chat. Jody, Fernando, Ari, my good friend from Brazil, Penis, Jody. Thank you for everyone to watch the stream. Hope you like it. And see you next video for another tips, for another tutorials, another videos with another stuff. Stay safe, take care, guys. All the best. Não, foi tu agora a terminar, Fernando. Mas é só ver o início do vídeo e está lá tudo. Mas de qualquer maneira, grande abraço, obrigado por também estar aí. Subscreva o canal se gostar. See you next time. Thank you. NP, no plastic, guys. See you. Bye. Take care, guys.